Hello and welcome. I'm Inverta Umbra, and this is Dwarf Fortress, Basement Born. So today we are going to try and move our fortress right along. I want to get to some of the smeltable materials and bypass this first cavern layer. So I've already kind of laid out a plan. We kind of have to move around a little bit just to get it up here. But the first thing, before we can even initialize that, is I need to. Oh, I just realized I messed this up. Well, I guess you get to see it with me. So we need to remove these buildings real quick because I just realized I need to. You can't build constructions on other constructions, which is what I was going to put there, floors. Instead, what I should put there is upstairs. Um, and let's see. And put those there. And then what I will be mining out this one because this is an up-down stair. And I need to get rid of that. But before I get rid of that, I need to get a way for dwarves to get up and down without trapping themselves, and they will trap themselves. So we're resuming. We're letting our dwarves go, do their thing. Let's see if I've got the time. Looks like nothing else is being made. Let's queue up some beds. Construct beds. Let's make another 20. And the fishery workers are having trouble preparing fish. Um, but I think that's just because they're the when you place a fishery building, I think it's this one right here. When you place one, it kind of automatically gives the job out to clean fish or whatever. So there's that. And a lot of our dwarves are also gathering the wood that they have now been able to get because the woodcutter's taking it down. Um, and let me know down in the comments if the volume levels are acceptable. Um, let's see here. So I really shouldn't do too much of this right here. But let's go ahead and get this started. Um, no, we're just going to do this out of wood. Let's see, let's use the durian wood logs. We need more than that. Olive and pomegranate wood, macadamia wood, there we go. And let the dwarves work on that if we got any idlers. My reasoning for wanting to get to these other layers of metals. Oh, fish are gone in the central swamps. Eh, they might come back eventually. It's not a big deal. All I'm using the fish for right now is kind of a assisted way of getting food. So let's look at this. The reason I want to get to these is I can get copper out of that. And copper is a combat um, grade material. And what I mean by that is it's capable of actually penetrating simple armor. It makes a half decent effective weapon. Um, it's nothing special. It's really, we'd want better materials. But if I can make some bolts out of that, I think I can get my first military squad up and going. And I'd like to have that before we start the next year. Let's see here. And, I don't think I made this into a dining hall. So we're going to do that. And I'm just expanding the room by pressing the plus and minus keys right now. This is a meeting hall, H. Alright, let's go into I real quick, because I don't want this anymore as a zone. Things will gather there, but it'll be because it's actually something they should be at. Let's see. Oop, wrong button again. Let's add a new order. Can I space? No. Uh, let's see. Rock door. I would like to make make 40 of these. And then another new order to get um, my military up is I'm going to make armor stands, weapon stands, and probably something else. I can't think of what right now. Oh, I might go ahead and have them make some cabinets, and that's not so much for my military as it is for my... Eventually, I think I'm soon going to start getting a mayor, and they have very specific requirements on what they want in their rooms. Otherwise, they give you a lot of mandates. If you don't meet those mandates, it gets... Dwarven nobility is not fun to deal with sometimes. So, what is it? Cab... So let's make rock cabinets since we're dwarves and rather that than wood. And let's make some chest. Rock chest. Can we make a rock chest actually? Dark metal, adamantine, brass, nickel. Might be, I think for chest it's coffer. Not coffin. Yeah, there we go, coffer. And then have all those making. The manager will get those orders mandated out. I'm hoping they've gotten this floor. Nope, they're still not working on it. Oh wait, winter has arrived. Oh. Alright, so we're going to be butting up against some time requirements here. Now, let's see, they're all working on that, they're getting it done. I think they should have access to this now, so let's go ahead and unsuspend those. Dwarves do that on their own. They'll set suspended tasks. And I want to build a wall right at these corners. Build out macadamia. Yep. And right over here, and right down here. So at the four corners there will be walls, and the reason being is these are going to be what supports the roof. In between all these corners, excepting right here, I actually need to remove these fortifications. This is going to actually be a room that I can seal. In between the walls are going to be fortifications, so my archery dwarves can stand up at the top and shoot down at any invaders. This will still leave them vulnerable to other ranged invaders or flyers. Taking a drink of my coffee right there, and let's see. So all our dwarves. Really want them to work on that, but this is the danger of queuing up. This is the danger of queuing up a lot of tasks at the same time. You know what? Let's actually expand this out. I might need to make this a slightly more defensible position in the future, so having a little more space to work with would be a good idea. Hey, the beds have been completed, so let's go ahead and set those in. Just ahead of any migrants we might get. And we can get some in the winter, I believe. We don't get a trade caravan in the winter, but we can get some migrants. And I believe that migrants in the winter trade from the winter are actually based off of, is that my cursor? Yes, it is. Are based off of what you traded and what the liaison saw in your fortress. And the first two migrant waves, or three migrant waves, I can't remember, basically the ones you have before the trade caravan come, are actually generated out of nothing. from what I remember, unless they've changed that. So even if you have an extinct civilization that you're a part of, you'll still get 2 migrant waves or 3 migrant waves, and then from then on, it would be based on what what your civilization has available and how well you're doing. But if your civilization's extinct, then well, it doesn't matter how well you're doing because there's no one to come to your fortress. So I want to actually just go ahead and say, so we're going to use the D menu, and then we're going to use the, nope, that's not what I wanted. D, then what is it? It's deconstruct. X? No, N. N for, this is one I don't use that often. Um, so we're going to move it to here, because we can build a wall here. We can't build it here because this is construction. But this is actually a floor created by the walls below. So I should be able to build a wall just fine on them. And for a winter, this doesn't seem that cold out here. Now, if the game starts slowing down a lot, I may resort to using Dwarf hack to clean up a few things. The game is amazingly complex in what it calculates, and sometimes it calculates so much individual debris and stuff like that that they slow down the game without really adding anything to it. Like you see this on the water and stuff and around the trees. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice little touch, but sometimes it can really slow down your game. So I might wind up using it, but right now they don't seem to be moving too slow, and I'm just going to let them do their thing. What are these dwarves doing? Okay, they're finally going to work on the construction. Cool. So since we've got those 2 stairs now, we're actually going to channel this out. As soon as my digger dwarves get to it, my miners. They're, what are the miners doing right now? Let's look at the jobs. Miners. They're storing items in stockpiles. So, because this is kind of a sensitive thing, and I need to get it done soon, let's go to Dwarf Therapist real quick as I pause the game and connect to our dwarves. And we're going to turn off the hauling laborers for our 2 miners. Or at least, they don't need to be doing wood hauling. That's mostly a busy work job. You know, I don't really need them hauling refuse. And furniture shouldn't be there. So let's commit. Alright. So let's switch back to the Dwarf Fortress here and get back to work. So hopefully that'll get the minor dwarves doing more, focusing on what they should be doing. I don't see the little blinking tile, and that usually means when the blinking tile is there, it means that's what they're going to do next, or that there's someone on that job who's about to start it, as far as mining goes. Now what is everyone doing? Oh, they're doing the remove construction because I've got that queued up. And now it looks like they're, yep, and see the blinking yellow tiles? Alright, so we're going to build. And we're going to build this and an upstairs. So an upstairs works is only a one-way. Like, it's not going to allow things from below to come up. And that's what I want, because it is dangerous downstairs, and I don't want to deal with that. So now they're moving along, and that's a secure little tube I've created there. And then they're going to dig this out. And I don't remember... Oh! Um... Looks like I might have to cut this episode short. My Dwarf Fortress just stopped working. So... I'm sorry about this, but this one will be a short one. Hopefully, I won't have too much I have to come back and redo, but I think I may have lost everything since last save. So I may come back and just do that all off camera, and then in the next episode, there'll be a full episode. I'll probably do a little bit longer and show you what I did. Um, sorry about that. I'll have to figure out why my Dwarf Fortress stopped working there. So thank you for joining me. This has been Basement Born, and I'm Inverta Umbra. Have a good one.